Here's episode number 117. In the chat, there's nobody. Again, I'm shocked.
Yeah, it's Sunday, man. It's Sunday.
Oh, it's Saturday night.
Oh, Saturday, not for you guys. Sorry, Saturday, not for you guys. T6. Let me try and find it.
Oh, we'll get it eventually. I'm sure, maybe.
That's a good one.
Hello, DC.
Hello,
There you
good
go.
TC.
Yeah, someone there. There you go. TC.
I'm scared you'll find out what that title's about later on. Oops, someone else is here. Green Thunder.
Hello.
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 There you go. Green, we can actually get on. How you going?
I'm doing good.
Anti-sex toilets will soak users with water jets and sound alarm. The new loos in the Wellstown of Port
Still
Call,
not coming up.
also designed to prevent antisocial behaviours such as vandalism and drug taking. Not bad idea, I guess. Some people having sex in the fucking toilet. A seaside town is planning to install toilets that will stop sexual activity by spraying malicious occupants with water and sounding an alarm. The new loos in the Wellstown of Forth Cole. I don't know. Welsh are designed to prevent antisocial behaviours such as vandalism and drug taking. Toilets have weight-sensitive floors to ensure one person is using each cubicle at one time. What happens if it's a really fat person, though? They didn't think that one through, did they?
It's going to start fat shaming people by just spraying them.
Because it says it's just to ensure one person uses them, but if a really fat person uses them, is it not going to go off as well if it's weight-sensitive?
If your ass is wide enough for two people, you get sprayed.
It sounds like it.
No, not really.
Yeah, because it says it's fucking weight sensitive. So therefore you think if a really fat person uses it, then they're going to get soaked as well, aren't they?
And then on top of that, how would that do anything to prevent people from doing drugs?
We'll find out. Any violent movement will be set off with a water jet to soak users. Sound an alarm and automatically open the doors. The water jets will be used to prevent smoking and drug taking. The walls and floors will be resistant to the graffiti. Hello, Wikipedia snippet. Planning documents for the facilities say rough sleepers will be deterred by a time limit on how long a person can be in the cubicles for. That's not very good if you're diabetic, then, is it?
No, it wouldn't be. No, because we can be in there a while.
Well, I can assume is if you're really fat or diabetic, don't use this toilet then.
Technically, nothing should.
A time lock would also open and shut on toilets every morning and every evening. Some questions are being raised about how the weight sensor would work. Trail user Lee said weight sensitive floors detect more than one user. What waste baseline are they using? I'm easily the weight of 2 teenagers, and what about people who need the assistance? I have to go in with my kids. Yeah, that's true as well, isn't it? I'm not trying to use that. If some old person falls in the loo, they'll probably get a free jet wash at the same time. More than likely.
Well, that's all right because the door will swing open and knock them unconscious, so they won't remember it anyway.
And potentially could fall unconscious anyway, depending on how they fell.
Yeah, true.
Meanwhile, Janet Smith tweeted, as an apple, I'm worried about the weight setting off the TV and cubicle alarms. I thought that could be a problem. A total of £170,000 is being spent on the futuristic toilets, with £135,000 paid by the town council and £35,000 by Bridge End Council. And hello, Arms Killer, if anybody said hello to you. They would replace the site's current facilities with the town council says have outlived their lifespan. People will pay to use the toilets, but has not been decided how much. Town Councillor Mike Clark of the Local Democracy Reporting Service told the Local Democracy Reporting Service, rebuilding public toilets is an important element of the town council's ambition to ensure the town is a great place to live, work, and visit. Unless you're fat, diabetic, old, and need assistance, I guess. Oh, we lost Aussie Tom. And maybe his internet crapped out on him.
Mm.
Oh. Well, I think we shall carry on regardless. Hello, Hinton Pricked.
Hello, Ink.
Hello.
Now, this may be stereotypically Scottish, but some of this article is a bit stupid. Inside the Edinburgh shop, where crisps cost a tenner and a Kit Kat is £2. Somehow, I don't think doing a line of coke takes any longer than a few minutes. No, it doesn't. Don't ask how I know that, but I know that. Someone's here anyway. I don't know. Never mind. Just being free. Kingdom of Sweets on Princess Street in the capital sells imported sweets and snacks. A shop in Edinburgh is flogging packets of crisps for a tenner. £10 for a fucking bag of crisps. What world we live in? Kingdom of Sweets on Princess Street in the capital is also selling cans of Monster Energy for $3.99. Nearly a 75% markup on the cost in supermarkets. In a co-op shop, 3-minute walk away, the same high caffeine drink sells for £1.15 on £1 on offer. No worries, though. Hello, Critic. Fancy Sweet Shop specializes in American import sweets and snacks. And packets of Cheetos Flaming Hot Crunch are on sale for $9.99. Yeah, I know it costs a lot to import stuff from America, but I feel this is a bit ridiculous. As if hiking up the prices has done any good for the obesity crisis. No, it hasn't. I just realised how stereotypical this is, though. A Scottish person complain about the price of stuff. That's, yeah.
Well, back that size in the U.S., it costs you $4 or $5 itself. So
I wouldn't think it would cost that much.
it can, depending on where you get it from.
Yeah. Oh my god, that bubble machine makes mine look wimpy. How would you know?
Because it's literally twice the bubble machine her son has.
Cryptic, what's your perfect song for me then? I must have one. Other than Spencer snacks include Harz jalapeno flavored cheese curds, which are priced at $6.99. A different flavor of the same brand deep dish pizza flavored curls are on sale for the same price. I think they must have marked up the price though, because it says here other but some traditional British products are on also had a big price tag, tags attached. An unremarkable Kit Kat bar was priced at $1.99, more than twice of what it sold for in the same co-op shop. The chocolate is sold for 75p. Yeah, really, they're just out of here. They're just a bunch of robbing bastards, aren't they? Oh, fuck you, you're not getting free advertising anymore.
Oh shit.
Cat food's in the name.
Oh fuck! Did I write cat food? Cat
Yeah.
food is. I meant to write cat food is the name. Fucking, that's Snappy Tom, the cat food in Australia. Fucking hell. Oh well, fuck it. Okay. Remember I told you earlier? I told you about earlier. Oh fucking hell, man. Fucking
When you
S's and
accidentally
D's
put
on
your
the fucking...
when you accidentally type in an item from your shopping list as your name.
No. Snappy Tom is a cat food in Australia. That's why I fucking use Snappy Tom. Sleep gets it. No one else fucking gets it. No one
It
else
doesn't even say cat food, it says cat food. Also, Blanket wants to know how many batteries the bowling machine take.
I don't remember off the top of my head. Give me a second, I'll look.
Yeah, so I looked at that.
Well, hang on. What's the mean by batteries?
She's looking at your bubble machine.
Ah, okay.
For that kid, obviously.
I'll ask your wifey if I have to.
Yeah, miracle is nobody dies in slum fire that ripped through 2,500 homes. Yeah, well, that's a devastating fire.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Like, look at it, like no one. Yeah, that's pretty amazing.
Look at that. It burned to the ground. Burnt to the ground.
A devastating fire ripped through a large slum in the capital of Bangladesh, destroying almost all the 2,500 homes inside of it. Thousands of residents are now sleeping on the streets after the blaze destroyed everything. They could not carry out of the inferno. The blaze started at around 7:15 on Friday and ripped through the slum in dark hours. Mirpur area. Many of the residents are garment factory workers and labourers who had left the city and returned home to their villages to mark Eid. Yeah, fucking hell, the whole thing is burnt to the ground. Look at that.
This is why you don't feed your pet fire too much. The next thing you know, it overeats and all of a sudden eats half the town.
Well, he fucking obliterates half the town. Or like eats it.
yeah.
Seriously.
Destroys it.
Did it say how this thing started, though?
Miraculously, there are no reports of fatalities or anyone missing, although 4 people suffered minor injuries. Only 4 people? Really?
That's kind of amazing.
Yeah.
The town got leveled. 4 people.
Yeah, they got.
Was it only
they got lucky, man. They got lucky this time.
Yeah, very fucking lucky.
They got lucky.
Yeah, the fire rage for 6 hours completely gutted the slum. The cause is yet unknown.
Kid playing with matches?
Resident Sully Begum said the fire originated in Unit 7 of the slum, which is the center of the neighborhood. It spread outwards and eventually engulfed our home. She says you were trapped by engrossing flames and had to escape by breaking down a wall. Mr. Began said she lost all her possessions in the fire, including a cherished fridge that her son had worked hard to pay for. It could have been a lot worse, though. I'm still amazed nobody died or got serious injuries from it. Although most of the homes are made from wood or bamboo, and the roofs were covered in polythene, which helped the flames to spread. The Al Arabi Mosque next to the
Pumpkins like 6 double.
Airport slum was also set alight, and the ground floor was destroyed. Dhaka North City Corporation Mayor Iqbal Islam visited the spot. The only reason why only 4 people got injured is because they have so little body fat that they don't burn. In all seriousness, though, fuck, nobody died.
Agreed.
So that was before the last flames were dampened by firefighters.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, promised food for the victims and said arrangements will be made. Putting us in 5 local schools until the area can be rebuilt. Well, it really was a slum, so I can't imagine it was built that great anyway. Usually slums...
that can't be the fire there, can it? It is.
The fire's up there. That was the result of the fire.
No one died. Jesus Christ.
Some residents returned on Saturday morning to find anything out of the ruins that they could sell. Jaipur is part of a neighborhood of shanty towns that are home to around 40,000 people. Its residents are mostly low earners, well, expected by in a slum, including garment workers, rickshaw pullers,
There's somewhat lucky one in there preaching. Mm-hmm. Lucky there's no one in there afternoon.
Tom, you're breaking up a little bit. And roboting as well. They moved to the city for work, but return home for special occasions such as religious holidays. At least no one died.
Oh my god! So you're saying they had a bit of fat on them on skill, they're just burning because they got too much oils.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Scotty.
Hello. People banned from missing skill to go on climate change strikes. Young folk have been previously turning up outside a protest outside this college parliament on ad hoc basis with permission first granted by the Edinburgh City Council in March. One of those, how many of the messages do it just so they can get a day off school?
That's probably exactly why. So,
Yeah, so
I wonder if this counts the same as a snow day, where if you have too many of them, you have to make it up at the end of the year.
My school never had that.
how much time did you miss from snow?
Sometimes it was up to 2 weeks. Never had to make it up though. They were just days off.
I think we got like 5 days off a year for like extreme weather, and then after that we had to make it up at like a day at the end of the year.
Yeah, so you got last summer holidays then.
Yeah.
That sucks. Well, Cryptic says sing for me, so I need to sing a song now. I mean, lost Tom again. I'm sure he'll come back.
Yep. Uh-oh.
If I ain't going to work, I'll just leave it, not being rude. Okay, never mind. No worries, Tom. StreamYards can be a bit of a pain in the ass at times.
It can be.
Yep. Oh, this thing loads. Yeah, thank you, Cryptic, for the £5. No, I don't know the tunes, so it's going to be. I was going to have to guess it, I guess. I don't want to be a player no more. I don't want to be. I'm not a player. I just fuck a lot. Ain't the big picture still got what you're looking for? For my thugs, niggas, my thugs and niggas. Uptown, baby, uptown. Don't want to be. I don't want to be player no more. Thank you, Cryptic, for the £5. I think I may have completely butchered that. Oh well.
That just hurt my ears.
Yeah, Peter could learn a few things from you, Skillsman, could he? In the sense of if someone actually pays me to sing, I actually go through with it. Well, I didn't expect you to nail it. Fair enough. Yeah, peoples will now be authorized to miss school to go on climate change. Will now only be authorized to miss school to go on climate change strikes out once a year after a decision made by Edinburgh City Council. Activists have vowed to keep challenging the limitation after the meeting of the local authorities education committee on Friday. I reckon they literally only changed it so the kids don't fucking use it as an excuse to get off school. That's what it'll be.
Mm-hmm.
Because I can guarantee, when I was in school, I would have done the same thing. If there was an excuse to get off school, I would have done it. I would have done it. People have been previously turning up outside the Scottish Parliament on an ad hoc basis with permission first granted by the council in March. It was the first local authority in Scotland to make such a move. No absences to protest are not part of the agreed day off during the academic year will be recorded as unauthorised with parental consent required. Yeah, I think that means like consensual. In the arms, that kids shouldn't be involved in political protests. What I'm saying is, I imagine a lot of kids probably use that as an excuse to get off school. Because I would have done.
Yeah. Well, they're both right. I mean, don't use this as an excuse or don't get political.
To be honest, if you're a bad kid, you don't really need an excuse to get off school. You just stay home.
No, because you can get because over here you can get arrested for that shit. So.
Oh no.
Your parents can get arrested as well, so it's not.
I think you can now, but when I was in school, I was really bad at attending.
You could. You can get in trouble for it. You've been able to get in trouble for it for a long time. Remember even all those old Bugs Bunny cartoons with the truant officer?
Oh, yeah.
That's what they were doing.
Truant. I just stayed home.
And even the live truanting, isn't it?
Actually, Thunder, there is a current presidential candidate who actually arrested and jailed parents for it. Kamala Harris.
Yeah,
I'm not saying you should stay home. You should stay in school, kids. Don't make the mistakes I did.
Here's the thing, though. I never understood why the parents got punished for it. It's ends because it's not the parents' fault if their kids don't turn up to school.
Well, in my case, it kind of was my dad did not make me go to school.
Yeah, the parents make them go to school and they just like fucking leave halfway through the day or whatever and start skiving. Then
I did that too.
surely that's the kids' fault, isn't it? Themselves, not the Chadwick.
Hello, Chadwick.
I will admit it was kind of a pain in the ass to walk 6 miles back to my house, but I did it.
Oh, well.
Back when I was in school, if we were going to get in trouble for truancy, the truancy officer had to find us, but he wasn't coming in the woods where we was.
Yeah, sometimes you get some harder that would take you off of there, though. Yeah, that's how I would often get caught because like some teacher or someone that knew mum or something would always like go and tell one of the people in the school and stuff, and then yeah. Really annoying, really. Any councillors voted for the motion while both Greens voted against. I'm not shocked. Because the Green Party is against it, obviously. One action is planned by the Scottish Youth Climate Strike group on September 20th and 27th as part of what has become a continuing global movement started by 16-year-old Greta Thunberg. Sandy Boyd of SYSES told the PA agency after the meeting it was very disappointing, but they have given us permission for one strike a year. Why don't you just strike during school holidays? Would that make more sense for you?
Because then they won't have an excuse to play hooky from school.
Like, if it really meant that much to you, why don't you just strike during school holidays? You literally have 6 weeks in summer. You have 2 weeks in Easter, 2 weeks in October, 2 weeks in Christmas. You could do it then. You know? Just an observation. You could arrange it for after school or at the weekends. You know? If it's really that important to you, you could just do it then. But I think it's blatantly obvious you just want a day off school, don't you?
Yeah, that's the key. They want the day off school.
Because as I said, man, that's when they do it during the school holidays and stuff. Yeah, people should not be fined or arrested for truancy, in my opinion. Yeah. We will keep striking no matter what, and we will keep challenging the council on this. Thousands of children previously descended on the Scottish Parliament building in March and May, along with fellow pupils in more than 100 towns and cities across the UK. Smaller groups have been gathering at the Parliament every Friday since January. Edinburgh City Council convener Ian Parry said, we support the young people making their voices heard regarding climate change, as it is one of the most important issues that's facing the world. However, there needs to be a balance struck. If we allow people more than one absence, the issue is that they could be regularly missing school, which affects their education. That was the point. They didn't like school. That's why they went on that instead.
Mm-hmm.
We're also encouraging schools to support pupils in any projects which educate them in school about climate change. Of course you do. So they want bigger numbers for protests. It could be that as well. Say we don't really know. Just gonna roll a cigarette first. I like the article. Guess the fashion leaves us from us. Oh, so professional in here. We're so professional. It's amazing. On fucking. It's really just before the stream, but that'd be being too organized. I'm not that organized. There we go.
Hello.
Okay, that was just stuck on my cigarette. Yeah, this is a precursor to the fucking titular article. Obviously. Boy, and stupid thing. This is pretty old, but I want to talk about it. Boy 9 makes drag queen debut at Pride March, supported by his family. You don't see any problem with this?
So his family supports him seeing nakedness.
Yep. Yeah, let's secularize. Let's secularize our 9-year-old child. You know, that's a great idea. Right, time to throw people off roofs. Agreed. A 9-year-old boy has made his drag queen has made his debut as a drag queen alter ego at Pride Festival. Vincent Garcia appeared at the Don Cachet in Monroe at the LA Palace. Parade in June, LA. I'm not fucking surprised. With the full support of his mother, Elizabeth Leva. His mum probably fucking dragged him into it. To be honest here.
I still remember when drag queens and drag shows were making fun of women.
Yep. That's what it used to be.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what they're going to do here is get this fucking kid on fucking puberty blockers and stuff, trying to say that he's transgender and stuff. Really fuck him up. Don Gachet donned the bronze sequin dress, green wig, silver shoes, and rainbow striped socks for the occasion after being inspired by TV drag contest RuPaul's Drag Race. Her name was inspired by a song Vincent Fire sang to him as a child. Tribute to silver screen icon Marilyn Monroe. Yeah, Elizabeth 33 says she hopes she can set an example to other parents to be supportive of their children's identity. You mean an identity you probably fucking imposed on him? You fucking scumbag. Yeah, she explained, my message to other parents is not be afraid of letting our children show who they are. Now, I've heard of boys dressed up as girls before, but this is just ridiculous. A fucking child drag queen, like, what the fuck? People dismiss kids a lot and say they don't. Fortunately, that intensifies. Time for Operation Rolling Thunder.
Some folks are born made to raise a flag. Ooh, that red, white, and blue.
People dismiss children a lot and tell them they don't know what they want, and they're too young to understand. But they have their own minds, just like everyone else.
All right, then let a 9-year-old smoke, drink, and well, they do want them to have sex, but they shouldn't.
Not the age of 9. Maybe the age of like 14 and 15 they do, yeah, but not the age of 9. At 9, I was still fucking worried about what fucking cartoon game on next. Yeah,
Well, these people are sexualizing the crap out of like young kids.
yeah they are.
Part of me really wonders when they're making the drag queens younger and younger and talking about kids and their sexuality younger and younger, and sexuality always typically being an adult subject. I kind of half wonder if they consider that, or they may be kind of throwing this out in the ring to accept or impose a younger and younger age of majority to be able to make the kids go to work and be, the whole provide for the masses to a younger and younger number. That's a definite stretch,
Oh, right.
but I kind of wonder.
That could be it, yeah. Like that, you don't really know that, but
Yeah, because it seems to be the stuff that is detrimental, that can be quite detrimental to the development of children, is made older and older, but then something that can make them faceless NPCs to the crowd at an earlier age they embrace.
the worst thing you can do is shut them down and be small-minded. At the end of the day, you should love and support your child 100%, regardless of whether they want to be a doctor, cop, or a drag queen. To some extent, yeah.
Ooh, does that mean you'll let your 9-year-old go out with a cop and like on like a ride along? I'm betting these parents won't, because they are probably the ones that hate cops.
Yeah. Elizabeth said that Vincent has begun experimenting with her makeup or walking in her room in stilettos around just age 2. That's something the kids do, though, isn't it? That's not an outlandish thing. That doesn't mean it's fucking. That's just something the little kids do, though, isn't it?
Pretty much.
It's fairly normal. She says that a few years later, Vincent came to her and to say he thought he may be gay. No. That's something you should know. That's something you should work out until you're a teenager. For fuck's sake. And recalling the moment his mother said he came one day and said, "Mommy, I have something to tell you. I don't know if you'll be upset." And I assured him that he could tell me absolutely everything I wanted to know. He was comfortable talking to me. Told me that he thought he might be gay. Yeah, he says a few years later, so how the hell did he even know what gay was? When he was under the age of...
Because his mother's pushing it down his throat.
More than likely, and not only that, kids don't generally get attraction to things until they're like in puberty. So between the ages of around like fucking 12 to fucking 14 is when you start developing attraction for things.
You're definitely not wrong on that. I mean, for the most part, boys and girls before puberty, if there were to be any word that you could call attraction, it would typically be to the same sex as friends. Boys are friends with boys, girls are friends with girls. For the most
maybe
part.
some crossover, but yeah.
Right, but
any kind of,
right, but any kind of any kind of physical or romantic attraction doesn't happen until long after puberty.
It does sometimes happen when you get like a little kid, they'll say they have like a girlfriend or whatever, but like they never more
They
like
don't-
friends with me.
Yeah, but they don't realize what that means.
Yeah, they're just basically just friends.
Yeah.
No, Tom, I don't want to be a drag queen. This is what makes
You
Peter
want to
Bailey
be a
so
drag
terrible.
queen? You want to dress in heels? Sorry.
He then told me that he thought he might be gay. We've always been very open with our children and answered questions they have about the world. Vincent knew about the LGBT community and what it means to be a part of it. It's not something that he should know at the age of 9. I told him I love him unconditionally and would support him no matter what. Elizabeth, who was mum to 2 other boys, Xavier, fuck knows, 7 and Abraham 5. My partner Nick, 34, he says she would never make Vincent hide who he is. After expressing an interest in drag, she supported his desire to dress up, but says she kept a close eye on Vincent to ensure the looks were age appropriate. You did a fucking great job of that.
That's what the hell is that? Yeah, go ahead.
Is that age
Go down
appropriate?
that looks like basically a teddy.
Is that age appropriate? Is it?
To the same person, no, but these people are insane.
That's something you expect a 9-year-old to wear. Like, age appropriate, my arse. Sharon, it's no different to how other children put on costume and play dress up. Here's me trying to push an agenda down them. These parents should be crying, give me shelter if I ever seen them. Sharon, it's no different to how ever said it. Elizabeth said Vincent received rapturous applause after appearing as Dunkish at LA Pride, and that she was delighted to see him walk with the march holding his brother's hands. Of course they got a great reception. Why wouldn't it? Vincent has experienced the desire to become a professional drag queen when he grows up, but his mother told him to concentrate on his studies to keep his options open. Oh, she's right about that one. She promised him a sewing machine to make his own costumes if he achieves good grades.
Why doesn't she have a sewing machine in her house already? Doesn't everyone?
I don't.
Then again, I don't know if there's a sewing machine in this house or not, but I'm betting. Then again, I don't know wouldn't know how to use it if we did.
TC wants to break free. I know how to sew.
Want
I don't
to
know
break
sewing.
free?
Elizabeth said that Vincent has experienced some abuse sometimes to adults. That's to be expected. But she's proud of how he stands up for himself. Whenever people are nasty, he stands up for himself. He does it calmly and respectfully. He says to me he thinks everybody who really must not have been taught by their parents that they can't say anything nice, don't say it at all. Well, sometimes the truth isn't nice. Sometimes it needs to be said, though. There's going to be times in his life when people don't understand who he is. We don't live in a perfect world where everyone accepts that love is love. You can't help who you are.
Does that mean she's pro someone fucking her 9-year-old?
Not peddling the shit on your face, please.
Okay, I'm having big problems with this. It's kind of the same problems I have with most of the things when they talk about drag queens. They're talking about what he's doing as a way to make a living, hinting at the old drag shows, which for the most part made fun of women. But then they turn around on the other hand and claim it as a sexuality. It's one or the other. You cannot switch back and forth between the two when it to benefit what you want it to say.
Yeah.
But nowadays you can, because as long as they'll say anything that fits the narrative that yes, kids should be fucked, which is what I hear every time I see one of these stories.
Yeah, these are not even. It gets worse. I thought someone I found one even worse than that. Can you believe that?
Arms killer. When I was this boy's age, I wanted to be a transformer. Give us a damn break here, huh?
Is that why you drive Optimus Prime now?
Yes, sir. And I keep Megatron at the house in a safe. That's back when Megatron turned into a gun, not a jet.
Also, like and share this shit. Get more people watching this stuff. Yeah, who you wanted to be the opposite sex when they were a child is I'm sure as fuck didn't. It doesn't cross their mind. Hell, I have 4 brothers and 4 boys with an offer. Yeah, you see this? It's normal when you're a kid.
Yeah, but ain't
Yeah,
you
this
think
is
we're nice
the
now? Hey, baby.
Transgender book for
How you
teens
doing?
includes a count of 6-year-olds performing oral sex and liking it. So
Who is letting their 6-year-old perform oral sex?
So Arms Killer, this is the answer to the fucking. Yeah.
So once again, yes, my kids should be able to fuck anyone they want.
Yeah, this is just fucked up. Yeah, transgender book. Plan to go full ISIS. Agreed. A transgender book for teens which contains graphic depictions of oral sex carried out by children as young as 6 is being promoted in youth sections of local libraries, according to Kyrell Smith, director of Binary Australia. Fucking Aussies.
Tom, what do you have to say for this? Your country. Keep it the fuck away from mine.
Yeah, keep this shit down to Australia. If I actually move it to New Zealand, they can have it. I've seen their prime minister; they can have it. The book Beyond, like that, transgender teens speak out, tells the story of 6 young adults on the journey to embracing transgenderism.
Oh, I'm transgender, therefore I must love sucking dick.
An excerpt of the book shared by Binary Australia gives a shocking account of a 6-year-old performing oral sex on the guys in the neighborhood and enjoying it. Oh, fuck. Without any mention of it being illegal or harmful.
That's because they want it to be legal. Because they want to fuck children.
This shit is just fucked. You haven't done this in a while. Jita Gas, Jewish. Give them a Jewish shower, Jita Gas.
The
What
children,
the fuck wrote this fucking thing.
The children can't enjoy it because they don't understand what the hell's even happening.
Yeah, exactly. From 6, I used to kiss other guys in the neighborhood to make out with them and perform oral sex on them. I liked it. I used to.
Man, sounds like someone was abused as a child. And now is trying to.
I used to love oral. I touched there. You know what? We were really young, and that's what we did. I have a 7-year-old. This shit is scary as a parent. I could imagine. These stories are being promoted to young people. You may not have the capacity to judge whether it's good or bad behavior. Exactly. That's why it's fucking illegal. They don't fucking know what it is. You guys don't understand this shit. That's why the fucking consent law, and that's why the consent law in most countries is 16 or 18. Yeah, pedophilia is an exploitation of a child's mind. They cannot see the consequences of their actions exactly. Mr. said, and despite the illicit nature of their accounts, each concludes by celebrating their transition. So they're trying to promote pedophilia and transgender. So basically, they're trying to peddle transgenderism on kids.
We should kill all maps.
So they're trying to put transgenderism on kids and pedophilia, and they're trying to promote pedophilia at the same time. Fuck off, cunts. That's what I've got to say. You're all the same. Yeah. In a video posted on YouTube, Miss Smith urged parents to check their local libraries and school libraries to ensure children are protected from this harmful agenda. I agree. Yeah, I completely agree. Parents should be looking into this shit more. Sorry. Moving on to something brighter, hopefully, if I can find it. Yeah, that was Uncle earlier. Fuck. Yeah. Time for the Florida man story to cheer us up after that fucking shit.
So, where's the worst superhero ever doing today?
Oh, fuck's sake. Fuck that one up, didn't I? It's not that dead air in the stream, dude. Right. The Florida man dumped dirt on girlfriend's car, bottled with one front end loader, police there. Florida man allegedly damaged a white Cadillac after he dumped it in a ditch of dirt with front end loader after his girlfriend showed up to his job Friday in the borrowed car. Hunter Mills, 20, was arrested as an excavating company in Chestville, Florida, and charged at an excavating company in Crestville, Florida, and charged with criminal mischief. So basically, he just dumped a lot of sand on his girlfriend's car. For no rhyme or reason.
Okay, that kind of reminds me of the time that, like, I kept hearing an engine revving, but it was like garbage day, so I thought it was just garbage, and I realized it's been going on for 10 minutes. I look over, there's someone in the stream on our property. He actually apparently basically technically stole that car from his girlfriend and then got stuck.
Depending on how much sand you get the fucking tire stuck there.
Mm-hmm.
You jam the brakes and get the tire stuck.
Yeah, that's almost looks like it's about to rub the wheel wells.
That's gonna be a nightmare. Well, that's gonna be a fucking nightmare cleaning inside as well. According to Oskaloosa County Sheriff's Office, Mill's girlfriend went to the excavating company after he told her that he wanted to talk. She arrived in a white 2010 Cadillac belonging to someone else. She refused to answer the question. The defendant used the front end loader and dumped a bucket of dirt on the roof. The driver's side, half of the car, the sheriff's office said. Like, it's not even her car. Like, I can never sorry for the person whose car it is, though.
Oh, someone's going to be pissed at him, and probably her. She probably has now lost a friend.
Yeah, or maybe it was like her mom or dad or uncle or something. I don't know.
Either way, She's never allowed to borrow a car again from them.
Or probably anyone else. The girlfriend was not injured, but the driver's side window was open. This caused dirt to fill up the air vents. Center console and power windows, the office said.
Oh, you're not getting that out of the air vents anytime soon.
And the sheriff's office posted photos of the damage, Caddy, on Twitter. I think they didn't say they split up or not, though, but we can assume they probably did.
Hello.
What up, blind girl?
Not much. I just caught up on like a day's worth of things in like 40 minutes.
Fair enough.
Is the child sugared up?
Yeah. I sent him home with a baggie of cookies and all of the other great. And as we're in the elevator, he was like, I want bubbles. I want bubbles. I'm like, Dad is right there. And he's like, I want bubbles. And I'm like, you know what? Dad, I'm clocking out. That bubble machine looks like wicked cool stuff. I have to have one. Like, I have to have one.
Especially
How much is it?
considering it blows
It's like 30 bucks.
American.
Yeah. Actually,
Yeah,
American can buy
$19.95
a
American.
used one for $16, but in Canada, it's 25 bucks plus tax. And I'm like, I can swing that, but then the batteries, I got to get more batteries. So I'm just going to buy everything the first week of September, and it'll be fun and exciting.
Have you looked into using rechargeable batteries?
Yeah, that's what I'm buying the first week of September. It is something that fits 10 batteries, including AAAs or AA's, and just, yeah, because lots of batteries.
The thing is, you do have to replace them like every year and a half, the batteries, but it saves you money on the long run.
Better than twice a month.
Anyway, Tony Martin, farmer who shot dead in Shooter 16, visited grave and felt no remorse. Martin, 74, shot burglar teen in Fred Barris. When he and Brendan Ferrin broke into his Norfolk home on the 20th of August 1999. I feel like, he shouldn't have managed his property.
Oh yeah, I don't know why they say he should feel remorse. I mean, maybe a little, but not like.
It happened in England. If it happened in
Yeah,
That's
he
what
should
I'm
totally feel remorse.
A little, but it's not his fault. The kid is a dumbass and chose to try to rob the dude.
Just because it's not your fault doesn't mean you shouldn't feel bad for killing a 16-year-old.
Oh, I'm saying I would definitely feel bad, but
There we go.
at the end
At
of
the
the
end of the
day,
day, though, he has the right to. I believe in gun rights. I believe in the right to defend your property.
Well, I don't have a problem with that. I completely agree. But it's still a sad thing when a 16-year-old does dumb things and dies, regardless if it's your fault or not. So the fact that somebody would not feel remorse for shooting a 16-year-old, despite the fact the 16-year-old is in the wrong, is questionable of the person.
I would feel bad about it, but at the end of the day, it's kind of his own fault.
I'm not saying it isn't his own fault. Never once said that. I said if you don't feel remorse for killing a 16-year-old, regardless of who's in the right or the wrong, judgment on character. Just a little bit of character flaw there.
I'm saying I would feel bad. That's the thing.
He should.
If he didn't ensure he wouldn't be dead. Yeah. No, Scotsman, I said when Green said what's going on with Australia. I think he was just joking.
a little bit, yeah, but I know that shit's coming to America.
A farmer who shot dead a teenager trying to burgle his home 20 years ago, it says he visited his grave but felt nothing. Tony Martin, 74, has also revealed he doesn't regret killing 17-year-old Fred Barris and insisted he did nothing wrong. I believe he did nothing wrong in defending his property. I believe that. I'm fine with that. Martin gunned down Fred, who came from the travelling community, so he was a gypsy, on his remote Norfolk farm on the 20th of August 1999. The teenager who broke into Martin's house, named Beak House, Brendan Fearon, 29. I guess maybe what we can assume here is that maybe the older person egged him to do it. I don't know. Maybe he could have looked up to the older person, and yeah, I don't know. She felt bad about the death of Almy as a kid while still standing by the choice he made. This is 45 minutes from me, I remember it happening. When terrified Martin realized he had intruders, he fired in the darkness, hitting Fred in his back. The youngster dies at the scene. Fearon, meanwhile, fled for his life. Out of his life. The case is about admission, with many saying Martin had the right to defend his own property, which I agree with. Martin, who had a history of holding illegal firearms, was convicted of murder. This was later reduced to manslaughter on the grounds of diminished responsibility. So I disagree with that as well, because he defended his own property.
Unless it's like there was a case of a guy having his garage door open and like a purse in the middle of it to lure people into his house and then shooting them, then it's wrong.
Yeah, I'm thinking Green and Chuck are both live in the middle of nowhere, right? So if someone tried to like break into your houses, you'd shoot them, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
You give me a legitimate reason. You give me a good legitimate reason to fear for my life, fear for the safety of my child and my wife, to the point where I have to end your life. I will not only feel bad about it, I will laugh, dance on your grave, and jiggle your mom's tits while she's sitting there crying.
Trucker.
What?
That is the just.
She shouldn't have raised an asshole who. She shouldn't have raised such a little asshole.
God damn it! God damn! Wow. God damn.
If I was in his shoes, I would feel bad, but I would not feel remorse. Remorse assumes I don't believe my actions were just. Yeah, I think it'd be the same.
I would feel remorse for killing the person, but I wouldn't beat myself up over it at the same time.
Thank you, Cryptic. At least somebody agrees with me.
You know what? I do not trust Cryptic's judgment ever.
Why not?
The first words out of his mouth is penis.
No, Green didn't say anything bad, but I'm just telling you, I will not be no cunt if you show me, and I'll not be right. Fair enough.
But there's the thing, blind girl. I said you give me a legitimate reason to end your life. If you're just breaking into my house, I will beat the ever-living snot out of you. I may shoot you to wound.
I think it's on the dark that's hard to do, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know what? I was okay up until the point of jiggling your mama's tits.
So that's where you draw the line. You don't like the jiggling of the tits.
I will shoot you. I will dance on your grave, and then I'll just rub it into your mama with jiggling. Like God, like you take it, and then you just go one step further, and then when I think you're done, you just go 6 miles further over the line after that. It's like wow, it just.
Anyway, while in custody, he was diagnosed with Asperger's syndrome. Well, that shouldn't have anything to do with his case.
Actually, it has everything to do with that case.
Why?
Hey, Eminence.
It's the reason why he feels nothing. The reason why he feels nothing is because he has autism. Now it's understandable.
Blind girl, do you want to tell Mister why you're raging, or should I?
I explains it. Cryptic says it's a bit of mannequin. Yeah, that makes sense as well.
You know what? Shooting people, you know, American, but dancing on the grave and rubbing it into your mama because she had a jerk like God
No,
damn
no,
it.
jiggling of the tits. Jiggling
You know,
of your
I was
mama's
trying
tits.
not to exactly paraphrase for my own soul, but thank you, Green.
You know what I'm saying? Is autism shouldn't have anything when it comes to conviction or anything. That's what I meant.
No, the autism has everything to do with why he doesn't feel the remorse of taking a young life. Whether he was justified or not, usually when somebody kills somebody, they still feel some form of guilt or remorse, or the understanding that they took a life, especially if a 16 or 17-year-old. He feels absolutely nothing whatsoever. Autism has it makes sense to me. I was first thinking psychopath. Now I'm thinking, okay, never mind. He's autistic. All right, makes sense.
Every animal that I have harvested, I've definitely felt a twinge in my heart for everyone because they had to die so I can live and feed my family. I feel a twinge for every one of those. Not this little shit.
And he spent 3 of his 5-year prison sentence in prison and was released in
That's just
2003.
further conviction for autism matters.
Do what?
That just furthers my conviction for it's understandably autistic.
It is.
God.
I think she also thinks I'm autistic as well. I wouldn't worry about a trucker.
No worries, man.
It's not a thought. It's a confirmation bias at this point.
Well, you both think me and Chuck are autistic then?
Yes, I do.
Well, she's been saying that about me since day one, so we're all good.
Yeah, and you know what? See, that's the thing. When you're like, for this little fucker, I don't feel nothing. The one common thing you, Scotty, and this guy that feels nothing has in common just
It wasn't me
confirms
that
my bias.
said that. It was Chuck that said that.
Yeah, okay. And I'm sure you're not along the same lines of, he did nothing wrong, so why should he feel remorse?
Certainly, he didn't do anything wrong.
No, I never said he did do something wrong. I said the remorse part of taking a human's life.
I'm the only non-autist on the show. You think Blind Girl's an autist as well, then, Skittles?
Oh, I'm not an autistic. I
Not
wish.
necessarily. He probably feels bad for the fact that he had to be killed at the same time. At the time, but most likely moved on because to him, the intruder was a scumbag to him. That's it. That's what Armskiller said to you.
The taking of life, whether justified or not, is a very big traumatic and emotional weight. If you feel absolutely nothing, I will say one of two things. You either have autism or you're psycho.
I've been called psycho before.
Yeah, well, I would just say someone attacked Justice and you killed them for that, right? Would you feel bad for that? Would you feel bad for taking their life?
If they were a 16-year-old, yes.
Well, if they were like a 50-year-old.
I would still feel some kind of guilt. At the time, maybe not, but later, upon close reflection, it would still bother me that I had to take a life. But if it's a 16-year-old, and not the context of attacking my son, but breaking into my house, if I had to shoot them dead, and I'm going to go, damn, this idiot's making shit decisions that just took the rest of his life at 16 years old. Damn. I'm going to feel that weight of he made poor choices and unfortunately resulted in me having to take his life. And I'm going to feel a little bit of sadness for that.
Fortunately, I think that's more pity instead of sadness.
Yeah.
I feel like it's both.
Because
Like I said, I'd never kill someone unless it was absolutely necessary to kill someone. Like self-defense. But, yeah. Recalling his decision to visit Fred's grave, he told the Daily Mail, I stood for a minute or so and just looked at the headstone. There was a picture of him on it, the same one I'd seen in the paper. Hello, Peter. I went for a
Speaking of jiggling somebody's tits, hi, Peter, come over here.
Hey, actually, yeah, go jiggle his. At least it's not the mother of a guy that died because he. You know what? Just go play with Peter's titties.
I wouldn't feel bad for someone kind of someone that's taken the life of a person that tried to attempt to take mine. No, neither would I, to be honest. I just stayed for a minute. I didn't feel anything. I was just stood there totally removed from what I was looking at. I didn't think about how everything is our own making. No, and that applies to him. Yeah, I guess so. Warren said he did not seek the grave out of respect, but instead curiosity. He also told how he stepped one foot inside the home since the ordeal 2 decades ago. He has not stepped foot inside his home since the ordeal 2 decades ago, as it feels tainted. So everyone has been except me. When it all happened, it was tainted, violated. Just last year, an Urban Explorer filmed inside the empty mansion and claimed to have found animal bones hanging from the ceiling. It's a bit weird, but then again, that thing's been abandoned for 20 years. You don't know if like people have squatted in there and stuff. You don't know what the fuck's happened.
I wonder how they feel. There's technically animal bones hanging on the wall above me right now.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that might not be his. Maybe had animal bones on the wall and stuff. I don't know. Or it could be that there have been like squatters in there since then in the last 20 years or something. Seeing as it was abandoned. You don't know.
Oh, there is a good one above me. 1 minute.
I don't know what I see here. Martin still owns the building, which is a police code outside. And has become choked with ivy, but it relies on the kindness of friends to give him somewhere to sleep. So basically, he hasn't. Has he honestly been waiting 20? Has he honestly been fucking self-homeless for 20 fucking years? Like, really? I think if you hated it that much, why don't you just fucking sell the house and then move, you know? However, he feels people are getting fed of putting him up. Well, I can't blame them. If it's been fucking 20 years, you think by now that you would have found a house by now. However, he does plot about the outbuildings and barns, and still believes that on that fateful night he did nothing wrong. I did what anyone would do, he said. So, yeah. Yeah, we're gonna move on now. So dead air. Let's just talk about them shit we're doing. Ain't there at all.
I should probably go deer hunting one of these years after taking the proper.
Should we go and get one of these? Should we go and get one of these years?
I probably go deer hunting one of these years just to do it once. But there's a whole bunch of tape to go through. I don't remember if you need hunter safety course to get a license or not.
Yes.
Okay, so I need to do the hunter.
Yeah, but there are online hunter safety courses you can get.
Chicken, knife-free chicken. Chicken shops are a hotbed of heroin and grooming, so it's not racist to target them to tackle knife crime, says ex-gang leader.
What?
Basically,
knife-free chicken boxes.
Everyone knows about the fucking the rising knife crime in London. So basically, they decided they want to target chicken shops. Try and stop knife crime.
If somebody needs a knife to cut your chicken, you're doing it wrong.
I agree.
Hello, honey, so they're targeting chicken shops to try and prevent knife crime. And a Tony ex-gang leader has slammed claims the government's new chicken boxes with knife-free on them are racist, saying chicken shops are crime and grooming hotspots.
How is knife-free chicken racist? I don't understand that.
But actually, they're the ones being racist
Oh.
because black people like to eat a lot of chicken, and so therefore black people should not
Everyone likes chicken.
But then they're the ones that are racist, though. 'cause they're the ones
Exactly,
thinking-
they're being racist because they're stereotyping black people as loving chicken, and therefore knife-free boxes means we're scared of giving knives to black people. The media is actually the ones being racist.
I ain't never did meet anyone who ain't liking chicken.
Yeah, we all like chicken. Even the dog outside agrees. Matthew Norford, 36, says it's not racist to target these places because knife crime is really killing black kids. Yeah, it is. How is that funny?
A spork is the most useless thing ever. It doesn't work.
A knife is killing black kids. Therefore, if we stop giving knives to chicken places that mostly black people eat at, we'll solve the problem. That's hilarious to me.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. We can lower the death of black kids by not giving knives
Yeah,
with
by the
chickens.
way, the guy
people
saying
gonna-
this, the guy saying this is black. So
Yeah, but it doesn't matter because again, the assumption is that black people eat the chicken. Therefore, we're saving black kids by not giving knives to black people. Like, that's amazing to me.
fucking
The-
Clown
the
World, yeah, Clown World, Hong Kong.
Of those dots is amazing to me.
This world makes absolutely no sense. I need some freaking extraterrestrial asshole to come by and pick me up.
Yeah.
Anyway, Home Office plans to tackle knife crime by spending £57,000 on some 321,000 chicken boxes with the government's knife crime #KnifeFree campaign. Messages were blasted by politicians and members of the public as a farce, racist, stupid, and racist. Shadow Home Secretary Diane Abbott dubbed the campaign crude and offensive. She's a fucking race baiting cunt, so she'll fucking look at anything to be offended by. Well, Good Morning Britain host Adele Ray called it demonizing and said he initially thought it was a joke. We're in a society where we're supposed to be playing against the idea of stereotypes, Adele said this week. If it's stereotypes exist for a reason.
A lot of them are true. Freaking
But
Jewish.
anyway, it just says knife free. Anyway, it just says knife free. It doesn't mean that they're anyway, this doesn't even have anything to do with race because it doesn't even say there's anything to do with race in this. It just says they're going to chicken shops and saying like knife free. I'm pretty sure there's plenty of white people that go to chicken shops as well.
Once again, who doesn't like chicken? It's the bird that everyone loves.
White people that also go to the chicken shops as well. Therefore, this is stupid. They're just assuming it's about black people. That makes them the
This is
racist, if anything.
Well, I kind of think it runs along the same lines as the problem when they talk about HIV education over in America. If you sit there and mention HIV and the LGBT community, they'll sit there and scream that the HIV and AIDS is not an LGBT thing. Everybody can get it. Everybody can get it. Everybody can get it. But then all of a sudden, when they turn around and say, okay, time to start giving out more funding for HIV education and HIV this and HIV that, well, LGBT is sitting there first thing with their hands front and center, with their hands out. So I'm kind of thinking it's along the same damn lines of that.
KFC equals knife-free chicken. You talking about the chicken shop's grooming thing? I was off of it. No, it's chicken shop knife thing, actually. Adele said this week, as newsreader Sean Fletcher remarked, it's the assumption black people just eat chicken. Well, no, it's not, because, again, they're not saying they're stopping black kids, it's to stop knife crime in general, so therefore...
We all know the black man's diet consists of chicken, watermelon, and purple drink.
Disavow.
Yeah, disavow. Former gang leader Matthew was hit back saying the scheme is... The former gang leader Matthew is hit back saying the scheme is perfectly pointed because vulnerable kids are increasingly hanging out in popular takeaways. And there's some eateries that are even selling spice and heroin alongside chicken and chips. Really?
Yeah. By the way, Thunder, you forgot about the Hennessy.
Oh,
Anyway,
I've never known a blind person eat chicken with a knife and get in
I
and
think
get
the only-
dirty.
I think the only person I've ever seen eat fried chicken with a knife and fork is Obama and Trump. So,
Yeah, what about rice and peas? None of this would happen if parents did their jobs, yeah, probably. You got to stop black kids because it's them carrying a knife, says Matthew, who used to groom children in his Manchester gang with filthy gestures and flashy gifts. People need to come off with the racist shit and help the police, he exclusively tells Sun Online. Chopsticks are eating cooking utensils. It just says we are rolling out #knife-free crime boxes in over 200 chicken shops in England and Wales, including Morrissey's, Dixie Chicken, and Chicken Cottage. Make you realize how people can go knife free. So they're not even saying. So they're not even saying anything racist here, are they?
really.
Because it's nothing to do with race. I'm pretty sure plenty of white people in England and Wales eat chicken as well. So stupid.
I got a feeling someone in some back office basically said, "Well, this is a good place to do it or it's probably a good place to do it because you don't eat knives or you don't use knives to eat fried chicken," and everybody else took it the other way. I'm betting this started off innocuously enough.
Of course, Cryptic uses chopsticks to eat fried chicken. I only use chopsticks to eat cup of noodle. And
No. We're talking about Cryptic here, so we're talking orange chicken, honey chicken, sesame chicken, General Tso's.
well, I
I'm
guess
shutting
yeah,
up
I
now.
use. Well, yeah, if it's a Chinese food, I do use chopstick or chopsticks.
Today, chicken shops light up British high streets with their parcel lights of smell of fried food and eye-catching names from the parcel signing Chicken Palace and Royal Chicken to Chicken Cottage. At lunchtime, they draw in hordes of hungry school children in uniforms eager to buy a cheap tasty meal for as little as £1.50. In evenings, they attract local families, a group of pals, and later on, drunk revelers up and down the country. In recent years, there have been a string of stabbings and shootings at chicken shops, including the murder of a 15-year-old boy who was knifed in the heart outside a South East London takeaway. We also reported this week criminal chicken shop gangs are keeping school-aged children who meet in fast food outlets during the daytime and recruiting them often for drug dealing with the offer of free food. Why don't they do anything about that, though? Having right in the middle of your fucking shop, surely you'd be allowed to do something about that. Did you not? And the kid was stabbed in Bellingham, about 2 miles from where I live. And Matthew knows all too well how easy young kids can be exploited. After being lured into selling drugs himself at age 13, he rose to become one of the Northwest's most terrifying gangsters. And could groom adoring kids into his gang in just 2 weeks. The kids in the area knew they see me with guns. The 36-year-old served 3 years and served 3 prison sentences. You talk a few times, you send them to the shop for about 20 quid for a £6 order and have them keep £14. So I can see why that would be I can see why a lot of people would be attracted to that. And yes, the good groomers don't bully kids or threaten them. They treat them like a brother or son. If you're using the term grooming here, it means something completely different in reality. It does. Grooming usually means for sexualizing, doesn't it?
I think this means more for grooming, so they're more likely to run in a gang. not necessarily sex.
This is why I wish for the ownership of guns for self-defense to criminalize. I agree. The reformed criminal mafia who is now appalled by his past and wants to help other children avoid or leave gangs like behind believes the Knife Free campaign is a step in the right direction. A lot of kids chill outside corner shops and at chicken shops. He said. The food is cheap, £1.50 or £3 for chicken and chips. The kids can get a meal. And wherever the children are, like he says, drug dealers and gangs will follow. A chicken shop is where you can buy drugs. You can get what you want. Anything is readily available. You get an ounce of weed and stand outside and sell. It's all about money. Yeah, there is a history of violence at chicken shops, and experts have suggested the children will most likely be stabbed in the period immediately after school when they are heading home. The crime's going to happen anywhere there is a high proportion of young people, young kids. Just this month, 18-year-old Nyron John Baptiste was jailed for a minimum of 19 years when after knifing to death Jay Hughes, 15, outside a chicken shop in Bellingham, Southeast London last November. Teen drill rapper John Baptiste was said to have been embedded in a knife gang culture when he launched the ruthless late afternoon attack with two other masked males who remain on the run. Jay, who had been waiting for the pal, staggered into a chicken shop after being stabbed, where customers deliberately tried to save his life. He was then raced to the hospital but died later.
Did that say deliberately tried to save his life? They added a word there. That deliberately is not.
It says desperately.
Oh, desperately. Okay.
Addressing her son's killer in an emotional statement, Jay's heartbroken mum Cindy says, "You need to realize that you have changed our lives forever, and that we are the ones serving the life sentence." Nearly 2 years before the stabbing, a teenager had been filmed being repeatedly stabbed and whipped without an attack. I'll just go on. This is going to be a fucking long list of all the attacks that happened. Yeah, probably. I vote to veto it. So yeah, if you IT stuff, if you think this is a good idea, you're racist. Even though you're the racist, but anyway. Chilling time.
Oh, Pumpkin Trucker Channel, almost daily dash cams. Starting again tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. If I don't oversleep again, then at 3 p.m., another episode of the Post Trip, which is basically the dash cam with a little chill stream going on.
Well, if you keep an eye on my channel, I don't really have a set time for my Fallout New Vegas streams. They're a tad laggy, but I have fun with them.
Anyway, head over here in about half an hour for blind trucking. Also, make sure to stop. She's only one away from 200. So, yeah, anyway, please like, share, and subscribe. See you same time tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Well, don't piss on the shower curtain. You're all a bunch of cunts. Goodbye.
Piss off.